going on? Doing all right?
How you doing? How are you?
Good.
How was practice?
Yeah, it's good. Good to get back out there. We get on a new week, new opponent, and just I think everybody's got some energy for division rival and division opponent. So looking forward to get back out there, and a lot of those guys brought today, and got some stuff to clean up and look at. But I thought it was good energy out there today.
What for you were the biggest areas of improvement leading into this week?
Yeah, I think just taking the next step. I think part of it's moving on, and part of it's learning from stuff throughout the game. I think get off on a better start. First possession 3 and out, we had good field position on that first possession. So you'll find a way to start faster. I think that's kind of a theme for the team. Start faster. I think from there just there's throws I like to have back. I feel like I say that every game, but particularly ones where I feel like I had guys open, and from there just I think down in the red zone. I think he'll be better down in the red zone, whether it's decision making on my part or accuracy or just in general. I think we got to score touchdowns and we're down in the red zone.
What's your comfort level in this offense right now? One game in.
Yeah, I think we're building. I think I felt good. Kind of reciting the plays and getting out of the huddle and getting in and out of checks. Out there during the game. So it felt good to get that in the game's rep, and I think it'll continue to get better between me and coach. And I think the more we do and the more we're kind of seeing the same things and stuff we can revert back to in a game setting will always kind of help us going forward. And I think those guys, that were catching the football and blocking up front, I thought they, play their butts off. And I think, they deserve a lot of credit, and I got to do my part.
Drake, do you think the fixes are something that can happen relatively quickly, or is this something that's going to evolve over the season?
Fixes in meaning?
What needs to happen for the offense to be better?
Yeah, I think it's something we're working hard to fix this week. We're going to get back, and there's one game that we wish we would have had, and feel like we could have had. But at the same time, I think we got pieces. We got guys that play hard and did a lot of good things on Sunday. So build off that and try to learn from that and establish the run and build off that. But I think that the goal is to everybody after week 1's trying to kind of assess where they're at and get back there in week 2. And I think it's my job to kind of get us going and like I said, try to start fast, and from there just take what they give me and create positive plays. I think that's what we're trying to create, just positive plays, and from there I feel like if we don't get our own way, I think we'll be fine.
Drake, you mentioned there's some throws you'd like to have back. Was there anything, having watched them again on film, is there anything that was sort of consistent on those throws? Is it a mechanical thing? Is it a recognition thing? Was there a consistent theme on?
Yeah, I think just some of them's rushing them. I think I see him and kind of rush it to try to get out to as quick as he can. The one up pop, he was getting close to the sideline with kind of a trap corner there, so try to get it out as quick as I can to him to get the first. But from there, I think really I feel like I've been throwing it pretty good and seen it well. So I think sometimes there's throws that like I said, you just that could have helped us. And I feel like I made some pretty good throws throughout the game. That I felt good about accuracy wise. So. I'm not going to overharp on too much, but at the same time you got to hit guys when they're open. So it's an even kind of balance. But I think I definitely accuracy is one of the biggest things in quarterback. So being accurate is what I take pride in, and can't miss open guys.
Stephon Diggs told us it's important to him to give you positive feedback and reinforcement. As a captain and the entrenched guy now, how do you feel you're experiencing the pressure and expectation that comes with that?
Yeah, I think the guys are being great around me. I think they're pumping me up and staying positive, and the huddle's got some juice. So that's the biggest thing. I think that kind of being in the huddle and having some juice and kind of not having all eyes on each other, waiting for somebody to say something. I feel like they got some juice in the huddle, and that's what I'm trying to bring to practice. Bring some juice and positive energy, and not let that game kind of bleed into this game we just had. So just try to kind of come out here and, like I said, do what I can to get the guys going early, and we're playing in a different kind of climate, so adjusted to that, and it's getting cold a little bit around here. But those guys do a great job pumping me up, and I got to realize that I'm still young, but at the same time I still got to be a voice and help those guys around me, because my voice it means something.
Coach Vrabel said that they would evaluate for putting too much on your plate early in the season. Have you noticed any changes with that so far this week?
No, I think any team we're trying to establish the run, so. From that point, I think you win games running the football and stopping the run. So trying to set that up. I feel like feel like we got guys that we can throw to in space and make plays, and we can hurt teams in the past. So I don't think, I don't feel like anything's changed, and I'm just trying to do my part and whatever they ask me to do.
Have you felt like there's anything like too much on your plate?
No, I mean I think like I said previously, anytime you're playing quarterback in the NFL, it's a lot on your plate. You're playing quarterback for one of 32 teams. It's a lot, and something I don't take for granted. What a special position it is in this league, and there's a lot of good that comes with it, and there's a lot of stuff that's on your plate, and that's just part of it. So trying to do whatever I can to study as much as I can, and hear the play calls and study the formations before he calls them, and like I said, there's a lot of things that go into it, being accurate and play calling and getting in and out of plays. So just trying to, like I said, get a good grip on it. I think the more we do that, kind of throughout the weeks and as the season goes on, the better I'll feel for in this offense.
More plate talk. We keep talking about the plate, so you are never going to say, you know what, there's too much on my plate, I can't do it. You're always going to, as a player and competitor, I would imagine, say, I can do it, I can get it. Are there points at which you might say, you know what, it's probably not a bad idea to streamline that? It's a funny spot that you're in where you don't want to say it's too much, but you have to be realistic about, I'm not there on that yet.
Yeah, I think that's what you spend so much time for. It's what you're here in April for, and kind of through that, the building blocks of the offense. And I think, more of that is, hey, I may not like this play this week, or hey, I might not like, something out of this look. So it's more of that, me and kind of share my opinions, with Coach, rather than shooting out taking the challenge on. So I'm just Coach is trying to put the best plays in the huddle that we feel good about and that are our best plays, and then from there, just got to try to go and execute.
I wanted to ask you about sliding. How natural does that come to you, and is that something you actually practice?
Yeah, I played baseball growing up, so sliding was, pretty natural. I just slid head first more in second base more than I can remember. But I think just being able to get down. I think I slid a couple of times in the games, and I think I do a better job instead of running sideways, try to get as much as I can, then slide. So get as much as I can, but really from there on a third down and down in the goal line, try to be big and not take too much of a hit, but get what I can.
Drake, how do you feel you're at with your mechanics in your footwork right now? Do you feel like you're in a good place with all that?
Yeah, I feel like I've been I think throughout training camp and throughout over the summer, trying to get a grip on the offense, get a grip on kind of the timing and the routes and how it times up with my feet. I think I was accurate and made some throws when my feet timed up with the routes and with the concepts. So just gotta stay on my stuff kind of throughout the week of not letting little things like that go to waste, because I feel like when I got a good base and turn my shoulder at it and let it rip, I've been on target. So that's just the main thing, and I feel good throwing it. So that's what matters.
The same as what you were doing last year in terms of left foot forward, all that good stuff. Or
yeah, same setup. I think, like I said, different. A little different, offensively with under center and really kind of the same stuff. But yeah, just trying to apply it to this offense. I can't even remember some of the different stuff from last year, but trying to keep the same stuff and try to rep it and just continue repping it. And the throws that I feel like wish I had back, try to get those after practice and. Throughout practice, try to work on throws and making throws from pockets. I think it's tough to emulate in practice, a defensive lineman kind of, pushing the offensive line back into you and not getting able to step into it. So some of those throws are tough to emulate, and that's what I try to do in my individual time after practice.
Guys talk about flushing it, when they move on during the week. Has that been easy for you this week?
Yeah, I think kind of throughout the course of the last season, you learn it's any given week in this league. I think it's one of those things that you got to bring it every week and can't let last week kind of dwell on this week. And I think that's what these guys and what coach is talking about and then preaching and wanting to start fast. So for me, I think flushing it, but also not just learn from it. I think learning from it, learn as much as I can, and try to get on the winning side of things, and that's what I'm here to do. So thank you guys.